Okay, so got the packing box off. I did notice I've got a little bit of damage on the outside of the box. We'll just make sure there's no damage on any of the surfaces. I'll double check that, but a little bit here. There's a little hole in the box here. A couple other things. Also noticed in the top of the box, if you research this or did any study, there's been some issues and stuff about the wing lugs, so wing bracket being broke. Banana Hobby says it's because people have kind of over torqued the screws and broke it. I talked to them about it. They told me that it came with this now. They didn't have to order it separately. This sounds like says I can opt out. I can opt in for a wing bracket upgrade. So we'll see if it's in the box. If not, I'll probably go ahead and make sure they ship it to me anyway. But anyway, so this is what the box looks like. Right now, this is one of these. It says it's 7-channel. I plan on doing 8-channel because if you want to do reverse thrust, you need 8-channel. So I'll be getting an 8-channel receiver. Some of the videos I've watched says, some of the other jets where, the reverse thrust is almost like a brake. They said it really just kind of slows it down. It's not going to be a quick slow, just stop. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Battery recommends 5,000 to 7,000 milliamp hours. I've, posted a few posts about batteries, and they're like everything else. Everybody's got their favorites, and I had been flying Spectrums and HRBs for a long time. Me personally, I've had like 5 HRBs now go out on me, have a bad cell or start puffing up. And so I'm kind of going away from the HRBs. I think I'm going to be buying some SMC 6000s for this. And so it's kind of right in the middle of what they recommend for the battery. Don't want to get too heavy and don't want to get too light. So anyway, that's kind of my plan. Says build time's 20 minutes. I'm sure I'm going to take a lot longer than that because I also plan on bypassing the onboard gyro system on this. Just about everybody I've seen the build, including the guys from Banana Hobby, are bypassing that. So we'll have to be careful, make sure we get all that hooked up correctly. Got to hook up the EDF, afterburners, get the steering gyro put in, and then of course, like I said, I'm going to be putting 2-3 coats polyacrylic on there. So you put that on there real light, let it dry. I hit it with a really light sandpaper, and then clean it off, and then apply another coat. And you want to be careful if you've never done polyacrylic before, not to get in any moving crevices or stuff, because it will kind of act like a glue, and you'll kind of have to get an X-Acto knife or something, kind of break it loose. So you just want to kind of pay a little bit of attention to that. So anyway, all right, so let's see what inside the box looks like. You can kind of tell my work area back here is a mess right now, because it's where I do all my repairs and stuff, which I've gotten a little too good at repairing planes, but that's okay. Part of the hobby. All right. Don't see any damage on the styrofoam, so that looks good. There's a nice piece of wood here on the top that protects the surface. Saw that on the video from Banana Hobby. They've got a couple really good videos on the build on this that, if you go with this plane, I would highly recommend you spend a little time. There's what they call the long version, and there's a couple short versions. Kind of shows you how to bypass the onboard stabilization system if that's what you want to do. And I got to double check. I think they also the CG that's recommended in the book, everybody has a sets a different CG, so I'll double check on that. And I'll go with what Banana Hobby has said to go with versus what the book is, just to make sure it's all good. This will be good for doing some repairs for a plane right now that I need to do a little thing on. Looks good in the box. Everything's taped down, so there's a lot of cutting here. So it's Be careful not cutting anything with the plane. A little piece of foam here. I don't know if it's just for the box or if it means it's for something. Find that out. And a lot of the instruction manual, more foam. We'll get to that later. Hope I don't ever have to get it back in the box. But I do like the way it's packaged. Everything's tucked away really tight. So we'll pull out the first wing. Do a nice little inspection here. Don't see any damage. Now, one thing you'll notice if you watch the videos, you'll notice that the aileron the rod is already connected, and but on the flaps it's not. And it's, you know, so be very careful that before you hook this up, you make sure you got to cycle the flaps and make sure the servos in the right position. Otherwise, you can burn your servo up. So there's a special precaution for that. I didn't see that on the box, even though the one that I think it's Jeremy from Banana Hobby, but said that it was on the box as a caution. So I didn't see it. It's on the back side of the box. I'm looking again just to make sure. So it's, oh, here it is right here. Yeah, please power on the airplane before assembling the flaps linkage. This protects the flap servo from being burned because of the servo transmitter setting. So if I had not known to look for it, I might not have seen that. So we're going to kind of move the parts over here in an area that's safe. Put it back on this covering there. Again, no real marks or anything that I see. I do notice looking at here, like where the flaps go, no paint. So they didn't paint, nor did they paint here for the aileron. That's a little disappointing, I guess. You would think at this price range of a plane that, you know, they would spend a little time and just make sure everything got painted. So I'm a little disappointed in that one. More tape. All right, let's get the beauty part out here. Take a look at the plane, the fuselage. It's pretty good. I see some paint imperfections here. You can kind of see, you know, like when the foam, like it's been exposed to heat or something, you can kind of see the core, the shape of the foam. That's, again, maybe just a little disappointed at this price range. See some gaps back here. gonna take a few pictures of this and I'm gonna send it to them. I mean, I think it's fine. It looks like it's just they didn't seal this back of this motor very good. Look like it's gonna be pretty easy to get to the motors. There's the thing, the onboard stabilization. That'll have to come out, and then we'll get ready to bypass that. See what inside here looks like. All right, so here's something else that's I really don't understand. You know, at a $700+ plane, if you pay your regular price, I happen to get it on sale, and you got the canopy here, and the hinge pin is plastic. I've got a XFly FW190 that has the same thing, and for me, there's so much airflow that goes through it, and the canopy is so big, it's actually sheared that pin twice in flight, and I've lost one of the canopies because of it. So kind of disappointing. That's really disappointing at this price range that they couldn't have spent an extra nickel and put a metal pin in there. Not sure what, at some point going on the cheap, if it's a $200 plane or something like that, then I can kind of understand it. But at this price range, attention to detail and quality, I think, should be important. But but here it is. I'm sure she's going to be pretty, and as we always say, even when you crash them in the air, it's you can't see it, but yeah, here's a sticker right here, and it's already peeling up where the canopy sits down at, and the sticker's already peeling, and so again, little disappointed in that, but maybe when I put the I'll take the canopy off when I put the poly down, and maybe the poly will kind of help make that stay stuck in place. But yeah, not real happy with those few things so far. The elevators, they look good. Don't see anything with them. Nose cone looks good. Just gonna slide that onto the plane for right now. Here's the wing repair lugs. Not as beefy as I thought it was going to look according to the picture, but do have them. So I'll put them over here where I can lose them. Let's see what else we got in here. Looks like one of the ordnance bombs. Like some of the assembly hardware here. So that's good to go. Nothing else there. Double check that. Looks like that's empty. That's empty. And let's see, in the tail section. Got the cables jammed in there though. Just have to pull that out a little bit. But don't really see anything there. Got a little tail light there. So let's see anything on the bottom of the box underneath. Don't see anything, but as of course, never throw any of this stuff away until you're completely sure you have all the parts. And so that looks like everything in the box. Like I said, for the most part, good looking plane. Really excited to get it together and get it in the air. Like I said, a little disappointed in some of the workmanship at this price range. But we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to set up here in a few minutes and get ready to start putting the polyacrylic on it, and we'll get a few coats of that on there, and I'll just do like one little piece, kind of show you what I do, and the rest of it, you know, it's going to be the same. And so you're obviously not going to watch the whole video just putting some poly down. But like I said, you want to be really careful in the moving surfaces. You know, if you get it too thick, like here in the rudder, you know, it can hinder the movement. So you want to be really careful of that. Obviously, really careful around the servos, and also around mating surface and stuff. I made the mistake on my B-24. I put it together first and then put the poly on it, early on. And then when I went to go take the wings off, basically I had glued the wings on. So I had to get an X-Acto knife and, trim it back. Of course, messed up some of the styrofoam stuff. So, those are just things you learn as you do this kind of stuff. Of course, obviously, anybody that's buying this plane, I doubt it's, your first or second plane. You're probably up there a little bit, but so you probably already know all that. So anyway, I'm going to get prepared for the poly, and we'll come back in a minute.